We have Pat Patterson, who was the first openly gay professional wrestler, and so we're proud to be able to demonstrate some of his original artifacts.
He had some flair, no doubt.
Without question.
Hi there, it's WAMC News Director Ian Pickus. And on this episode of the WAMC News Podcast, exploring a new Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame inside the MVP Arena in Albany. Tonight, WWE Raw will be broadcast live from the MVP Arena in Albany. During a tour of the arena this year, I learned of an International Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame nestled inside. Hall President Seth Turner gave me a tour and explained the hall's significance.
We opened at the end of August in 2022, and so we're going through our first season and learning how to really make it function in the system where you have, the arena open for different types of events, and that's what we're finding out. Sometimes you've got the professional bull riding, which is different than the monster trucks or the concerts or the NCAA basketball tournament. So we're trying to get our sea legs underneath us in an arena. It's really a unique opportunity. It's really great we're here, and it helps to also highlight Albany as being an incredible location and the history of Albany in not only pro wrestling, but its significance across the world. And but we're figuring it out.
Tell us a little bit about you, Seth. How did you end up running this museum?
I'm a professional educator. I'm a school superintendent by trade, and a museum is considered an educational institution, and so they're chartered by the New York State Education Department. And so that's how I came into being part of this. Was we wanted to do something to recognize the rich history of professional wrestling, and myself being in education found it was a nexus to being able to successfully charter those waters and complete all the paperwork and develop the policies and establish a board of directors, etc. So all of the work that goes into making it an educational institution. And that's what we're here to help educate people, teach them, help them to learn.
As we made our way through, we explored the hall's pro wrestling artifacts.
I always like to start our tour right away with going back 95 years and in the Capital District. Up here we have a championship belt that belonged to Pink Gardner. Pink was born in Poughkeepsie, and he lived in Schenectady for his life, and that's where he is today. But if we come over here, we have probably one of the more valuable artifacts from this actual arena is the original Money in the Bank briefcase. This was cashed in this arena when Edge beat John Cena for the spinner belt. Here we have Jimmy Superfly Snuka's artifacts, which was nice that even his daughter Tamina, who wrestles currently, came in and took a nice photo in front of that. Killer Kowalski. We have the model Rick Martel. We have Pat Patterson, who was the first openly gay professional wrestler, and so we're proud to be able to demonstrate some of his original artifacts.
He had some flair, no doubt.
Without question. Johnny Rods, who is still alive and training people at 90 years old, the unpredictable Johnny Rods. We have Dominic DiNucci. This is a prize artifact going back to the 1940s. This is Gorgeous George's hair curling machine.
What?
And so that was in Life magazine in 1947. Pictures of him sitting in it getting his hair curled, because Gorgeous George's wife actually was a cosmetologist in California, so he used his opportunity to help put over the business. We have Ric Flair, because this is the arena where Rick won his first WWF championship in 1992. He won the Royal Rumble right here in the MVP arena.
Wait. You got to do it. We're standing right by him.
Woo!
There you go.
We have the original Road Warrior shoulder pads.
Oh, yeah.
These go back to the 1980s. They were they were used by Road Warrior Animal and Road Warrior Hawk, and then also used by Ahmed Johnson in WrestleMania 13. So then they went missing for quite a while, and now they're here. On this awesome game of WrestleFest, you'll see we have Sergeant Slaughter's campaign hat on the top, and you'll notice that's signed by quite a few of the people who are in the game, including Demolition and Jake the Snake and $1 Million Man.
This takes me back.
It's one of a kind, and it won't be replicated. This is the Four Horsemen jacket by James J. Dillon, the leader of the Four Horsemen, so that is authentic. And then we have Arn Anderson's shirt down there as well. And then you'll see Chief Jay Strongbow's headdress and complete ensemble. We have the Iron Sheik.
Oh, yeah.
Don't want to leave out John Cena. and we have the Mass Superstar, and we have Demolition.
With plaques on the wall of the museum, Turner says the Hall of Fame recognizes pro wrestlers and individuals who made a difference outside the ring.
Our bronze plaques, which are selected by first a committee comprised of individuals from the U.S., from Canada, from Japan, and from Mexico, and they all contribute on the ballot committee, and then it's voted on by a group of 50 individuals from around the world, and we tally the results. We have 37 current inductees, and with 2023 there will be 13 going in, and that'll make our first 50 of the most historic pro wrestlers.
Did Macho Man make it in yet?
He's not on the wall yet.
Oh, no.
He's not on the wall yet, and we'll have to. That's
Yeah,
a great question.
keep my fingers crossed for Macho Man Randy Savage. After the plaques, we inspected more wrestling memorabilia.
Now here is, by the way, this puts Albany on the map, and that is Bruno Sammartino's original Worldwide Wrestling Federation Championship belt. That is used from approximately 1965 through 1971. It was also then used by Ivan Koloff and Pedro Morales. So that belt belonged to 3 of the first 4 WWF champions. Right next to that is the Fabulous Moolah's original female belt, which goes back to 1953. So in this room, you're looking at some really unique and historic artifacts. I mean, we've got lots of other great stuff, but those are gems. And then
I'm looking at Stone Cold telling me to leave right now.
And then we've got this shirt belonged to Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, and that belonged to the Usos. And in this room, what I'm really proud of, first we have a female wrestler, Gloria Berrettini, and her ensemble from the 1930s, in which she wrestled with a gimmick as an opera singer. And not too many females were working in professional athletics or entertainment at that duration, and so we're glad to have that. But if you look at this array of trophies which are in front of us, that's reflected in that photo, and which is also in that postcard, which Fabulous Moolah would have used that postcard to send around to try to get all of the female wrestlers hired all across the U.S. So it's kind of unique that we're able to track down the original trophies and bring them here. And then you'll see that we've got just some nice outfits and ensembles that belong to different pro wrestlers. You'll see Doink the Clown or Bam Bam Bigelow or Pretty Boy Larry Sharp, who ran the Monster Factory, and you got Missy Hyatt and Don Curtis up there, who's from New York and from Buffalo. And we can't leave out the Destroyer, which is Dick Bayer. He's, of course, a Syracuse University Hall of Famer for football and wrestling. So this is the International Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame.
Okay, that does it for this episode of the WAMC News Podcast. Thanks so much for listening. Until next time, I'm Ian Pickus.